In November of last year, I had asked for your suggestions on some water portraits that I wanted to create as cyanotypes. I know I'm a little bit late in getting back to this, but so many things have come into play, and I am actually back to it because I haven't been able to really work on the pellet process because the weather just has not been working out well enough for it. It's just so maddening when you're off of work, the weather is perfect, and then when you're home, the weather is just so up and down that it makes it impossible to figure things out. Anyway, so these are the water portraits that I had shared, and out of the 12 water portraits that I had shared, from your suggestions, these were the top 3 that were selected. I did mention that I was going to go through the process from start to finish, and although I did try to do that, I really didn't think it was necessary, only because there is an amazing video out there by Joseph McAllister. If those of you have not seen it, I will advise you to go and see it. The link will be down in the description below. And he goes through the complete process in excellent detail. I don't think I can top that, and I'm not even going to try to top that. This is the same video that I learned from, so if you are interested in learning more about the process in complete detail, I highly recommend that you go check it out. I'm going to be honest and tell you, I had a hard time with these guys, and being still very new to pouring emulsion on a glass plate, it was a catastrophe. But I made it through and managed to do the best that I could. There has been one thing that I have mentioned before, and that was trying to see how I can achieve the blue of the cyanotype as black. So for these 3 glass cyanotypes, I decided to add some black pigment into the emulsion, not knowing what would happen. This was all guesswork, and I just took 1 teaspoon of black powdered pigment and sprinkled it onto the emulsion as it was warming up, and then I just stirred it in. Now I'm not sure what's going to happen here, and I'm hoping that it won't ruin the emulsion, which is why I only took part of the emulsion that I had made, just in case it might completely ruin the emulsion. I have high hopes, but again, we will see. Okay guys, we're gonna see how this is gonna go. It's terrible. And as you can see, it completely came right off the glass. Now I'm gonna make the assumption that it's probably the pigment that I added in there. It probably just screwed it all up, And luckily I didn't use all the emulsion that I made. I used part of it. So I'm gonna try another one and see. Okay, this is number 2. Let's see how this comes out here. So this is also a fail. Here you can see how it's peeling off. Not even black. Like I say, if you don't try it, you'll never know. So now I know, and I can move on to trying something else. So there we have it. It's a disaster. And this is number 3. Total disaster. It's funny though, because this one is not peeling off. I don't want to speak too soon. So this is the last one, and it did come out okay. If you go a little closer here, you'll see those little black dots. That most likely is the pigment that I had added in the emulsion. It just does not seem to absorb very well. This is not completely dry yet, but you are starting to see the actual image fall into place here. I'm not really sure what happened. I guess this is what happens sometimes when you jump from so many creative things. You know, when you get back to something you haven't done in a while, it's a little rusty. Well, that's 1 out of 3, better than none at all. I'm going to redo all 3 of these glass plates. I'm not going to add any pigment in the emulsion. Hopefully the next 3 will come out much better than this. And from there, I can move on.